Hey there, guys. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I am doing a special live interview / story sharing with a girl that is actually in the future right now. She is in Australia. She is 14 hours ahead. She's going to be hopping on in just a second. This is her first time doing a split screen live. Guys, do me a favor, and as I'm waiting for her, if you guys are watching live, comment where you are watching from below. If you're catching this later, put #replay and let me know where you were tuning in from. Hopefully she'll be hopping on here in just a second. Guys, I'm super excited because I didn't know this girl probably about 2 months ago. And so I see that Amanda should be hopping on right. I think it may be adding her now. Come on, Amanda. I invited you. Here we go. Yay.
Hey.
Awesome. Hello. 14 hours ahead. It is Monday in your world right now. What time is it in Australia?
Monday at 11 a.m.
Yes. So it is in the future. If anyone wants to know what it's going to be like tomorrow, just talk to Amanda. Guys, I'm so excited to be able to have this girl on here because she has one of the most incredible stories. I actually met her through one of my friends and business partners, Brianna, who is also a cancer survivor. And Amanda's actually going to share a little bit about her journey with cancer, how she's overcome it, how she really looks at it amazingly as a blessing, and how the little yellow pill has honestly played a role so much in her healing that she now can't help but talk to people about it all the way in another country. So Amanda, can you just kind of introduce yourself? Let us know what your age is, what, maybe when you got diagnosed, what type of cancer that you had, and a little bit about your experience with recovery.
Okay. Hi. So hi guys. I'm 35 and I met Alyssa through a friend, Brianna, who I also met through a cancer survivors group. So I was, just a little bit of background, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma back in December 2016, so a week before Christmas. It was a great Christmas present. And it came as a very big shock because I was fit and healthy and just didn't expect it. You know, I was a person that ate well. I went to the gym 5 days a week, and all of a sudden I've got a 10 centimeter mass over my heart, and it was just crazy.
How did you find out?
So I had shortness of breath one day, and my GP said to go to the hospital and get a chest x-ray. And it was then that they found the 10 centimeter shadow over my heart. Wow. So yeah, in the months leading up, I did have an itchy rash all over my body as well. And that I was told that it was from stress or this and that. And there was so many different misdiagnoses. And then when I was diagnosed, my oncologist said that itchy rash on your skin is one of the main symptoms of lymphoma. So I was misdiagnosed by GPs, by 2 specialists. So it was crazy, but wow. Finally got the answer. Wasn't the answer I wanted, but So from there, so when I was diagnosed, I then had 8 rounds of chemotherapy, and the first 4 rounds were quite intensive. So I was in hospital, in and out for the first 4 rounds, because my blood count was so low. I kept picking up infections, and I was basically put in isolation and pumped with antibiotics because it is life-threatening when you don't have an immune system to sort of, fight off those infections. And then I had, in hospital, I had my hemoglobin was so low that I had 2 blood transfusions. It was crazy.
So what was the amount of time that you were going through treatments? Like if you got 8 chemotherapy treatments, how long were you totally underneath treatment?
So in total of the chemotherapy and the radiation, probably about 7 to 8 months.
Yeah. Wow.
So lost all my hair, which was hard, but, hey, you got to save your own life. Yeah, so I had the chemotherapy, and then I had the radiation to my chest, and I also had 2 lymph nodes that were cancerous as well, one in my neck and one under my arm.
Mm-hmm.
So they blasted those as well. But yeah, it's just been, I guess, a very hard 12 months, especially in my recovery, which I'm still in, but I am feeling better as time goes on.
So what things did you start to change, Amanda, in your recovery? So I know that you were healthy beforehand, right? And honestly, yeah, I know you have Hodgkin. My dad has non-Hodgkin's, small B-cell lymphoma. I know that he was someone that, ate healthy, not like the healthiest, but healthy, worked out a lot. And he all of a sudden had a big mass in his groin.
Wow. Yeah.
So the lymph node right down there. And so he ended up finding out when he was 33 that he had it. So, I know you started to make a lot of different changes. What did you start to do as part of your recovery process? What were the different things you started changing in your lifestyle?
So I guess I was really conscious about what I was eating, and made sure that I was changing everything up to, I ate well anyway, but I just sort of got it more stuck in my head to make sure I was buying organic and all that sort of thing. And what else? Changed all my skincare, deodorants to all natural products. And I guess it's just being conscious of your choices, and doing everything possible that you can to make sure that once you're told you're in remission, you're still not out of the clear. It's in the first 5 years after you're in remission is the most likely when you can have a recurrence.
Right.
So 5 years, the next 5 years I've got to stay in the clear, which I will.
Yeah. Well, and I know that in that time frame was when, that's when you got introduced to Brianna, right? I know you met Brianna. I know that you met David, who's another cancer survivor in Australia, Team Heart. And so tell us the story about how, some people may be wondering, how the heck did you meet this girl that's 14 hours, apart time-wise? I've never even been to Australia. How did you get connected with Brianna, who's also a cancer survivor, and start to incorporate the little yellow pill as part of your all-natural changes to your healing process?
Yeah, so I actually met Bri in a cancer survivors group, and her and David, who also lives in Australia, they were just posting a lot about how it had changed their life and how they were feeling amazing. And David had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, I think, from memory, and Bri had Hodgkin's lymphoma, the same as me. And that, they were both saying that it's changed their lives. And to be honest, I did sit on the fence for about 6 months, and I kept reading all these posts. And
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably, 5 to 6 months. And I just, and I was researching it, and then it was kind of weird because I thought, oh no, I don't want to take anything that's going to interfere with the treatment that I've had, and I didn't want, and I was sort of worried. And then I took the ingredients, the 5 natural herbs, and I took them to my oncologist, and he said, I don't have a problem with you taking any of those. If it's going to help you feel better, go for it. And so sort of from that moment, I thought, well, I've got his go ahead. Let's change my life. Yeah.
And I know that you and I have talked about this before. You, me, and Bri have talked about this, because I know that many people will take the herbs or the little yellow pill to their oncologist, and they're very afraid. Many people have told me, it's honestly, I think it's half and half. I've had many people say their doctors are afraid to tell them to take anything else because of multiple different reasons. And I've done a whole video on why, some doctors can feel hesitant about that. And then you have people like you and Brianna that have great experiences where their doctors have said, I'm totally cool with you taking this. Just because it's all natural doesn't mean that you know, you would think if it's all natural that it's not going to interfere like some other medications and things like that. I know Bree, you just said you're so glad that she did. I know, I can't believe you were talking to her for 6 months before. I had no idea that it was that long. But that's so awesome that you finally decide to do that. Because sometimes it is just you want the doctor's approval, but the fact that they were open to you taking something that as long as it was going to make you feel better, that's so awesome.
And now I look back and I think, why did I wait so long? And why was I questioning putting something that is all natural in my body? Like, you know, you don't question. And I actually had this thought yesterday, and I was almost going to do a live and then I got distracted. But I had this thought where I was at the gym and I was thinking, people don't question when their doctor gives them, you know, blood pressure medication, diabetic medication, all these pharmaceuticals. They don't question it, but yet when you're given something that has 5 natural herbs, you question it. What is with that? I don't get it. But it's like,
it kind of reminds me of like the commercials on TV. I'm sure you have the same ones in Australia that we have here, where when you're maybe you don't, I don't know, but when you look at like all these different commercials that have like prescription medications, but it's like they're talking in the background with a very like nice and airy and flowy voice about all of the side effects that it can cause death and like anal bleeding and all these different things, but someone's frolicking in the meadow, so you're not supposed to notice.
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, 100%.
They talk about an all natural supplement and people get worried, but you know what?
Yeah,
it goes to show you that you felt that way too at first.
I did. And I'm the first person to admit that I was not scared, but I was skeptical. And I didn't want it to interfere with the treatment that I had just had to save my life. And, you know, and so that's why I took the 5 ingredients to my doctor, and he said, you know, he actually looked up one of them. I think it was the ashwagandha, because he hadn't heard of that before.
Yep.
And he looked it up while I was sitting there with him, and he said, look, I don't have a problem if these ingredients, and, you know, and he was all for me going. He knew that I was seeing a naturopath, and I checked those ingredients with him before I took my naturopath's herbs that she gave me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm no longer seeing my naturopath now because I don't need to.
Oh, that's so awesome, babe. That is so awesome. So what are the differences? Because we'll close with this, because you have such an incredible story. But what are the differences that you feel like you've experienced since you started incorporating it? Since you finally got off the skeptic wagon and got onto the believer wagon?
Yeah, 100%. So, just to give you guys a bit of a background, I was really struggling in my recovery. So with chronic fatigue from my treatment. Back pain from, I think it's a mixture of hormones and high doses of steroids that I had, and all of that sort of thing. I've had lung damage from the chemo, which I know my followers probably know because I've posted about it before. And what else? The list goes on. I had peripheral neuropathy. So I had numb fingers and hands. But, you know, since taking the little yellow pill, I can't explain to you how much it's changed my life. I now have energy. I'm going to the gym every day, which I was not able to do before. I had to really balance my fatigue levels. And if I did more than 10 or 15 minutes at the gym, I would be on my ass in bed for like 5 days because I pushed myself too much. So now I'm going to the gym every day. I'm waking up feeling so excited to take on the day. I'm much more focused. I also have always suffered anxiety, but it got worse through my treatment. But now I just feel like a sense of calm. I'm sleeping so much better. My back pain has pretty much diminished. My lungs are feeling a lot better. I'm hardly taking my inhalers anymore. There's so many. And, you know, I know that as time goes on, it's just going to get better and better. And my mom is on it too, and she's feeling amazing as well. So,
I love it. Girl, it's just, That's incredible. You know, to just hear from somebody that went through Western medicine and like incorporating Eastern medicine as part of the recovery process. I feel like sometimes we feel like we have to pick one or the other. And I absolutely believe that both are very valuable depending on, you know, what the situation is. But the fact that you are trying to do things as naturally and holistically as possible because you know how much damage was done to your body.
Oh yeah.
God, the freedom that you have now to be able to actually go to the gym. I mean, that's life-changing.
It's like,
I love what you said to me, you know, before we got on here. And, you know, I just asked what you felt like the most valuable part of your experience was. And I just thought it was so beautiful, you saying that even though cancer was one of probably the most difficult thing that you've gone through, that you wouldn't change anything about it.
No, I wouldn't change anything about it. And it may sound weird to some people, and obviously nobody wants to go through cancer treatment, but it has given me the greatest gift. And I know how to live my life every day now. I appreciate every single moment, and I live my life to the fullest every single day. And I wasn't doing that before my cancer. So in a way, I just feel like this was all planned out for me, and no, I wouldn't change it. And it's hard, and sometimes people have to go through shit to find out who they truly are. And 100% I believe this was all meant to be, and and I wouldn't change it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, that is just beautiful. Well, thank you so much for hopping on and sharing your story, especially in honor of Cancer Survivor Month. And guys, if you know anybody that is going through cancer, has been through cancer, you yourself have been through it, if you just want to tag somebody that you know that could be inspired by this story and someone else's journey, it's all about sharing and making sure that we all help each other. And I know that Amanda is a part of some incredible communities of cancer survivors learning how to stay in recovery after cancer. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great night. And Amanda, have a great day because it's a different time tomorrow for you.
All right. Good night. And